Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We're back again.
Hi.
Hi.
We're going to be watching The Jungle Book from 1967, the Disney classic Jungle Book.
Wow.
How great is that?
So this has been overdue. I've been wanting to watch this with you guys for so long, and we just get so many requests. So this is the lower requested one. A few people, a small handful, have asked us to watch this, but a lot have asked us to watch the newer Jungle Book from Disney. And I think it's important for you guys to see the old one first before we actually watch that. You'll probably will still enjoy it, but at least you'll get more references. Kim mentioned, we were talking during setup, that she did read the actual Jungle Book Disney book, the Disney version. Yes, probably to Kara when she was a kid. So you do know some of the story from that. And you probably saw some of the animated movie at some point with her or something. But I'm curious on how much you'll actually remember or how much you actually did see.
It's been so long ago.
Because you were mentioning, you were like, oh, there was something to do with a cat. And then you said something about, oh no, wait, it was a snake. That's what you said.
Yes,
right?
and then the little boy, they're trying to get him back to a man village.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and Mom, do you know a little bit about it too? You kind
A
of
little bit, because I think the kids were watching it a long time ago, and I
yeah.
was in and out, so I didn't really sit down and watch it. But they owned it definitely.
Yeah, you've heard of Baloo. I guess we used to talk
And
about.
I heard
Baloo
about a Black Panther or something.
Yes, the Black Panther. Okay.
Yeah.
And Tom and I, my
Snake,
twin and
yes.
I, used to watch this Disney show called Tailspin. And we loved it growing up. We had so much fun watching it. And it had a lot of the characters from the Jungle Book, but they changed them and made them more humanoid, where they were still animals, but it was like Zootopia, where they could stand on their hind legs. And they were more human, they wore clothes and stuff. So Baloo was a pilot in that. If you don't really know this movie, then you won't know those characters that are in Tailspin. But they had a lot of people from that. So it was pretty cool. And I enjoyed that. So Tom and I did see this when we were kids. I know a lot of the references still, of course. And there's a newer movie out that you guys, I think, would enjoy. So
Wasn't there a reference at Disney World?
I don't know of any actual Jungle Book rides or anything, but they probably had some references around the park because it's a classic, so they have a lot of classic stuff around, But they do have a Baloo mascot that walks around now and again. One year when I went to Disney World when I was very young, I was so excited because I always loved costumes. I always made costumes, even when I was little. When I was walking around watching the parade kind of broke apart. And they just went into the crowd, and Baloo went into the crowd, and he just grabbed my arm, and we started marching together down the street, and I was so excited about that. I'm like, I have a good memory with that. Yeah, because I give them credit because that's such hard work and the heat, and I know they have cooling systems and stuff in their costumes, but to stay that energized and happy and interacting
to make
with people.
one kid's day. I mean, to this day, you
just right up to me because I was probably and he was just okay. So he came right up to me. He looped his arm around mine, and then he gently took me. He didn't yank me over or anything, but he just gently guided me over. We were walking down the road, and I'm like, "Hey, this is awesome." So
fantastic.
I really can't wait. I think we should get into it and then get your take on it.
All right.
Okay,
Do you like
very
my hat?
good. Oh, I like that.
The Jungle Book.
That'll get him out.
I love this.
Okay, listen, hiding the tails. Aw.
All the puppies have grown up.
Please.
Oh, he's mesmerizing him.
On the eyes. Ooh.
That freaked me out as a kid.
Oh, no, yeah.
Look me in the eye when I'm speaking to you.
Ooh, don't look him in the
Close
eye.
eyes, if you please.
Watch.
Good job, Olivia. Oil can, please.
No, that's fine. Still has a knot in his tail. Oh, sorry.
He's pretty good on all fours.
Dress up that line.
Pull it in, Winifred.
All that sort of thing, you know.
Oh, my God.
Where was I?
That's Dad talking.
Rather on the Thorny side, don't you think?
That was easy.
Oh,
I'll take care of it for you.
Hey, kid, you need help.
You need help.
An old Baloo's gonna learn you to fight like a bear.
I'll learn you.
Come on, I'm gonna show you.
I'm a lot tougher than some people think.
You better believe it. I'll learn them all I know.
I love that. I'll learn them all I know.
Too long? Look,
Ooh.
no,
Or a prickly pear. It's a nice tree for that.
Yeah, big time. Jeez.
oh God, you put it on.
About your worries and your strife.
Oh. Not too low. Oh my God.
picking hands off of my cob.
With his haircut too. No, I'm done.
Oh.
Have a banana. Now you wanna stay in the jungle. Have 2 bananas.
Oh my God.
It's like, kill him. I'm the king. It's a statue.
God.
Oh.
Oh.
It's strong.
Oh, how massive.
He survived.
Birds of a feather should flock together. You wouldn't marry a panther, would you? Come to think of it, no panther ever asked me. But I love that kid. I love him like he was my own cub. Then think of what's best for Mowgli and not yourself.
As long as I'm with you.
Mowgli, look, buddy, now hold still. I want to tell you something. Now listen to me. I've got to take you back to the man village.
The man village?
Now look, kid, I can explain. Mowgli.
Oh, he's a good Papa Bear, though.
Yes, he is. Oh boy.
Bambi's mom.
Oh, don't say that.
That's how it really happens.
Yeah. Gotta scare him.
Oh.
But it's an emergency, Colonel. The man cub must be found, man cub.
Oh.
How interesting.
You help find him, or I'm taking over command.
What?
Oh.
Female leader, I heard.
You wanna make that?
Mom's like, I'll show you.
Your father had a plan in mind all the time.
Sure you did.
Yeah, right?
When the man cub is sighted, you will sound your trumpet.
When you see him.
Now.
Look how he curled it.
Sorry.
Like destroying the whole jungle
God.
and you killed the boy.
Looks like it could be slippery down there too.
And it's at the end, too.
It's like how will he meet his end? Tiger,
Whoa.
slippery rock.
Oh.
His
Go,
friend.
we know.
Look into my eyes.
Then you look at me.
Oh no,
sir.
don't do that.
What you're trying to do,
Okay.
You must trust me.
I don't trust anyone anymore.
Oh. Oh God, don't trust.
Oh boy.
Oh no. Oh my goodness.
So creative. Doorbell.
I'll be right down. Let me show you how it
I was wondering about the eyes.
Now, where do you suppose he could be?
search me?
That's an excellent idea.
Search
Not all of me.
Yeah, you can show the middle.
Here, picking on that poor little helpless boy.
Yeah, right?
Like, what's he
Jeez.
doing?
That's right. Whoop. Good. Surprise.
Things are right dead all over.
You mean you wish they were?
Dead.
What?
It's supposed to be like the Beatles or something.
Yeah.
Look what's coming
Like
our
Ringo.
way.
Hey,
Yeah, oh my God.
he's got legs like a stork, he has.
Like a stork.
They're pretty big too. They're like his
Yeah,
size.
Huge.
yeah.
Kid, we'd like to make you an honorary vulture.
Been all kinds of animals.
I'd rather be on my own.
Hey.
Oh, now look here.
Oh,
That's what friends are for.
oh no.
Wow,
Whoa.
no.
Grab him and fly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, stay on that end.
Oh God.
Ooh.
Oh, oh, oh,
He's a good Papa Bear.
oh. Oh. Oh.
So I was going to start a forest fire.
Baloo, the bear.
He's crying.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what he's saying.
Oh my God.
Hey, don't stop now, Baggy. You're doing great. There's more, lots more.
Oh, surprise.
Never felt better.
Lucky.
Forget about those. They ain't nothing but trouble.
He doesn't want him to go.
Oh. Ooh, what's this?
Harp in the background.
Look at his nose.
Trying to smile.
Yep.
It's almost like he's looking at Kai. Bring it to me.
Look at her, yeah, come on.
Twitch.
There's a smile. Ah, there's a smile.
But I still think he'd have made one swell bear.
Oh my God, look at it.
Finally,
Oh
good.
my God, look at Necessities.
The music, I love it so much.
That's like, that's it good.
You can feel like what decade this came out, you know? I just love it. What
my
a
gosh.
classic.
Great.
Nostalgia.
That was very good.
Wonderful.
Oh my gosh.
So I am curious on, you knew that a boy had to go back to the man village. Did you think he was going to go back, or do you think he was going to eventually just end up staying in the jungle?
I thought he was going to go back.
What do you think, Mom?
I thought maybe he might stay, but then at the end,
Yeah.
I don't know. He went back, but you know, I thought maybe.
I thought there was going to be like a mother figure going to
Yeah.
be waiting for him. It was
Mm-hmm.
going to be like an elder that he'd go to, that he would
So
want
it's good
to
that he went back.
always
to his
have a
village.
mom.
When I first saw this, I was hoping he would stay in the jungle, and it was such
That's
a
what I
sad
thought.
ending to me, but it makes sense, and I like it a lot
Yeah.
more growing up, you know, like
That's
it
right.
makes more sense for him to be with his own kind. It's nice that he was able to stay in the jungle for so long and survive and have these wonderful friends, family members, anyone, but like you have a big bear, a massive predator, and you have a panther as well, so he was
That's right,
very
he
fortunate
survived
to
it.
have that,
He
and they were
survived it,
compassionate.
yeah.
So in the Disney
Right.
world, it was good because they were highly intelligent, and Mowgli, I'm assuming, was speaking bear and panther, like not English, you know.
definitely.
Yes.
And then with the woman being there singing, I think she was probably speaking in Indian or something, or she was speaking some
Yeah,
kind of
definitely,
intellect
yeah.
as well, not English. But that was just for us.
Yes.
But in a Disney World, it would have been nice for me if he stayed in the jungle. But in a realistic world, it's better for him to go back to humans, you know, because he won't survive forever in the jungle. Maybe he will. I don't know. Tarzan
You
did.
That's right.
He's an
Yeah,
adult.
you think, I mean, at this point, he's what? How old is he? Maybe
10, I think.
18, 10,
Around
10 years
10-ish.
old.
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
Earlier probably would have been better. He's more vulnerable at that point. But
Mhm.
at 10 years old, I don't know. He seems like he could adapt to the jungle.
Yeah.
But they were so fearful, especially with Shere Khan now back in the jungle.
Mhm.
I can see why they wanted him to go
Yeah,
to the
can
man
see that,
village.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like how they showed that because you only have this one tiger and the whole jungle's afraid of him. And I'm sure they have other tigers and stuff, but it shows you how big of a deal this guy is. So not only is he a tiger, but he is super intelligent and he is a murderer, but he does it for fun too. So not
Yes, he
labeling all
does.
tigers, but everyone's scared. They mentioned Shere Khan. He might be the only tiger in that jungle. So that makes it even
yeah.
worse where the whole entire, like you have elephants and stuff that, they're way bigger and they could totally take him on, but why would they want to? So, they're not really afraid of him, but they wouldn't want to bother with him, and everyone else is afraid of him. So he has the upper hand. He's the king of the jungle. Like no one messes with him.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was scary, and we have all this build-up. And what did you think about Shere Khan? I think you were saying something about you thought he was going to have a bigger role in this.
I thought we were going to see Shere Khan a few times, and there were going to be like near misses here and there. I thought Ka was going to mesmerize him at one point
That's right.
and try to take him on, but of course it didn't happen. But that would have been quite funny if he tried to take him down.
Yeah, that would have been funny because we saw what Ka could do to Bagheera, and Bagheera,
yeah.
Panther's like not a quarter, but maybe like half the size of a tiger, and Panthers are big, but Ka's like an anaconda or something. He's super long, he is super strong, like the muscles and the coils are just so strong you could strangle a victim so easily. It might take a little while, but what a way to die too. So it's kind of neat to see that he can also hypnotize his prey.
Yes,
I doubt
for
that's
sure.
an actual
I guess
thing,
yeah.
but maybe they're so scary and their eyes are so big, maybe they terrify their prey so much they just freeze up when they get strangled too. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, good.
I don't know, but I like the idea of Ka and Winnie the Pooh's voice actor. That has to be the same guy. I gotta look
it's
him up now.
gotta
Has
be.
to,
It's
should
gotta
be.
be.
I love that because I kept thinking like, hoo, 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 like honey, hoo,
Yeah.
hoo, hoo. Like when he does that laugh, it was perfect.
Yeah.
But it was fun having this character. He was a bad guy, but he was scared of Shere Khan, and Shere Khan had the upper hand with him. Ka had the upper hand with Bagheera. So I
That's
know it's
right.
because Shere Khan's a tiger, but he's also a killer. Yes, they both are, but you know what I mean? Like personality-wise,
Yes.
like he
Yeah.
enjoys killing, and he's even
Right.
threatening Ka. So
Almost like an alpha, yeah.
yeah, so that was pretty intimidating. But I like Ka being this middle guy where he was still bad. Of course, he needs to eat too, so he's trying to eat this human. But I think it's like an exquisite taste or something for him. Like, ooh, because he's so obsessed with getting Mowgli. And he even lies to Shere Khan out of the sheer like annoyance of it, like, oh, you think you're better than everybody, blah blah blah, and this poor human, oh, this poor human, and then he gets like seduced,
That's
and he's
right,
like,
yeah.
oh, I gotta eat this guy now, So I just love how he
sneaky.
tries to act conflicted, like he's
Yeah.
the victim, and he's like, oh wait, no, I want to eat him too. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
sure.
a fun character. Shere Khan. I thought he was in this more. From as a kid, I always just thought he was always reappearing, like you said. Like I thought there was build up more.
Yeah,
I would
Khan was
maybe
gonna
more
be-
of them.
Yeah, but it was still
More.
fun because there was a lot of scary build-up. We got to learn a lot
that's
about
true.
the characters that Mowgli met up with. I love the different animals, and I forgot, even though Baloo is Papa Bear, I've forgotten how much he was a father figure in this. I thought he was
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like
He was in a
partner
lot.
crime.
He was, yes,
But he
I
was more
liked him a
loving.
lot.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like I thought
Yes, he
it was
was.
more of him being like his best buddy, like, hey, I just need someone to pal around with, but not being paternal or anything. And I was
Yes.
like, oh, this
He
is
seemed
very
like he was
good.
going to be more of a fly-by-night character than, even King Louie. I thought we'd see them all come rally together to help.
that would have been actually
Mowgli.
nice to
Okay,
see.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was kind of disappointed that when Shere Khan was trying to get to Mowgli and Baloo was the only one trying to pull him away, the vultures were there, but I thought Bagheera was going to be there and King Louie, and everyone that he met in his travels to get to the man village,
Yeah.
way, was going to rally together.
I'm glad Baloo was there first, but it would have been so good having them all there. And Bagheera was so on top of it every single time Mowgli was in trouble. And I know he was probably closer, and they probably split up looking for Mowgli at the end.
That's right, they did split up,
But I was like, why isn't Bagheera there, you know? But it would have been cool if they got King Louie, because he was a fun character. I love his kingdom. The music there was great. I know he's a singer too, Phil Harris or something. And so it was fun hearing him. And I always go back to Tailspin because they have King Louie, Baloo, Shere Khan. I think he's like the mayor or the president or something at Tailspin. So, and it's the same voice actors too, which is fun. Baloo's probably different, but I think Shere Khan, the voice actor for him, was the same. I love his voice. It was just cool to see all these different adventures and people, well, I'll say people because they were intelligent. They were speaking English, even though it was probably animal and Mowgli misunderstood them. But he was seeing all these different creatures and they all wanted something from him, whether it was something heartfelt, whether it was something caring, or because they were selfish and wanted an actual, power from him or something like King Louie did. He wanted fire.
But I was surprised to see the vultures being so kind, not being mean.
Yeah.
I just expect them to be mean.
And again, judging a book by its cover, and they even went up to him making fun of him, which was mean, and they all meant it. They just meant it in good fun, but he took it wrong because he was upset, and they knew he was down on his luck. Some people are sensitive though, so they realized that no, we are being mean, and he's so upset. So I'm glad they turned around and ended up being nice and fragile and being like, we get it, you can't judge us by how we look. We might look a little scraggly, but we're good people. We care. We have feelings too. So I thought that was nice that they showed that. They showed that. But I am happy they were kind, and even Baloo, like right when he met Baloo, like yes, okay, he's a lazy, I guess a sloth bear, and I'm just thinking because he has like this huge claws. They all do, but I think sloth bears have like super big claws or something. Mowgli's very lucky to befriend all these different creatures, especially predators, and they all care for him so much, even from the start. Getting raised by wolves, and the wolves readily accepted. I was hoping there would be more with the wolves. I remember that being more involved.
Especially with the mother and father raising him since he was a baby.
And again, Disney film wouldn't really happen most likely in real life. You hear these stories, and I don't know like how true they are sometimes, but people are brought up in rare, crazy circumstances by wolves, some kind of animal, So I know it does happen, but to this extent, like Mowgli's so lucky to be raised by wolves. A panther cares for him, Uncle Panther and Uncle or Father Bear.
That's right.
Papa Bear.
I love Disney for that. It's so pure-hearted. I don't care that it's cheesy. I just love it so much. And the animation too, because again, this is so old and it's all traditional. I don't know if you noticed the lines that they're messy. I mean, in a good way. Like they have the energy there. They don't clean up the lines. Did you guys notice anything like that or no?
Not so much.
Not really.
Yeah. I mean,
but you being a traditional
it's just
animator,
so much fun
that's
because,
what you notice.
Yeah, because the animation now is incredible. Like it's come so far. It's so different now, and I love that too. But appreciating the old school type, I thought it was so much more fun. I thought it was nicer to actually see the energetic lines where it wasn't cleaned up because it just feels solid to me. Like I just always love that look. I did notice too that there's a lot of recycled animation in this, like Mowgli laughing, like he was laughing on the branch and he falls and kicks his feet out, holding his gut, laughing with Bagheera, and Bagheera's like no, and then he's doing that same laugh on a rock with the elephant. So it's like, oh, and then Kaa too, like when he fell, it was the same animation. And then he coiled into the ground. That happened twice. And then when he went away, you hear the of his coils, like all bent and stuff. So I like that though, because animation, it's still really hard, don't get me wrong, but you had less to work with back then. And it was easier to get things out in time to recycle animation wherever you could. And I think in this case, they did a very good job with that because most people wouldn't even notice it. And they changed up the scenes where sometimes slightly different angles and different, night and day scenes that you wouldn't really catch it. But anywho, I thought they did a good job.
But it's nice too to see the repetition of the snake unraveling the same time, again. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to see that too. Mm-hmm. You get familiar with, he's just going to be just coiled up and spread out.
I like how big Kaa was. That was fun. Kaa was just such a big snake. Did you guys have a favorite animal? Who did you like the best in this?
King Louie. I
liked Baloo. I liked Baloo.
Mm-hmm. Baloo. Oh yeah, he was great. But I liked King Louie.
Yeah,
he
I
was
like
good too, yeah.
those characters. My favorite was Bagheera. I loved him. Baloo, he's right there too. I don't know. I go back and forth because he's such a great father figure in this. And yes, he is lazy, but he does care. And for him to jump and grab Shere Khan's tail to save Mowgli was just insane, you know. So at least he is protective in that way. He didn't protect him from the apes at that time, or the monkeys, but he didn't protect him from the monkeys at that time. But
And it was a little early on in their relationship too.
Mhm.
Maybe that's what he needed. He needed Mowgli to
realize, like, oh crap, I got to step up. I
I
have to work fast.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
have
be
to
lazy.
take care of something.
Because he just
Be
got so relaxed
responsible.
and he had his eyes closed and he just didn't expect any danger whatsoever. And now you're protecting a child. And yeah, you can't just like close your eyes and think everything's going to be okay because you're big. People can't really carry you off so easily, you know. But you have this little one with you now, and everyone's curious about a man cub. Yeah, so I thought it was a fun story. So I want to say Bagheera was my favorite. I just love cats. I'm a crazy cat lady, so hopefully I'm not being shallow thinking that way. But I like how he was paternal too, but he was like the leader, and he was all about facts and okay, this is how we have to do it, and he cared and had a soft heart for Mowgli in the beginning that he didn't want him to die. He saw this child in
Right.
the
He
jungle
wanted,
and he said,
no
"We're
matter
gonna do
how
it."
much he'd be hurt with him being gone, he knew he'd be safer.
That's right. Yeah.
I was kind of hoping he would have taken in Mowgli, but he's he's a standalone male, and he wanted him to be in a family atmosphere. So it makes sense. He's like, okay, well, this wolf family, they just had puppies, so I should try to give him to them, and maternal instincts will kick in, and it'll be fine. But
And it worked.
And it worked.
Yeah.
How did you guys like the music?
It was,
I
it was
loved
really
it.
good. It
I
was
loved
really
Bare
enjoyable.
Necessities
Yes,
song. That
it's
was
really
so
good.
fun.
That was great. So that was your favorite
It
song,
was
Mom.
my
Do you have a
God.
favorite
Yes.
song?
I like Bare Necessities.
Yeah, Bare
A
Necessities
lot.
was
That was
fun.
good. I remember that, yeah.
I want
And
to.
it's so true.
It
If you
is.
listen to
It's
the
like
lyrics,
that, yeah.
it's just, you don't need a lot
Like
to be
that,
happy.
no.
You don't. I mean, at
Yeah.
the same time, I was like, wow, talking about not having motivation. It's like, if you can't get something, you just like hang out and just accept it and go with the flow kind of thing. But I love that song so much. I know it word for word, and I didn't want to be annoying and start singing every word for word because
Okay,
I get
yeah.
it and I love it when people are happy. But like when you're trying to watch something together and then you have a friend or something, not that I haven't experienced because I love my friends, but then they start singing it word for word the entire way through when you're trying to enjoy a movie together. I'm like, okay, I get that you know the song. So I was telling myself not to do that. I said a couple parts, but nothing crazy. And you guys didn't, I mean, you know Bare Necessities. I'm sure you've
Yeah,
heard that
that's right.
somewhere, you know, or like us singing it or
yeah.
something, because Tom and I watched this before. I love the Bare Necessities, and I love King Louie's song, I guess, like Be a Man Like You or whatever. Like, I love that song. Ooh, be
yeah.
you, oop, chewy, wanna be like you, hoo, hoo. I love that song so much, yeah. And just like the different like boobops or bebops they would do, and like the slapping on the ground. And actually, my favorite part is when the build-up of King Louie singing, and Baloo gets so into the music, and he gets lost. He just disappears from Bagheera, and he's like, "Not yet, Baloo!" And he comes around in disguise with coconuts on his mouth.
Oh my God, that's right.
As an orangutan. And
Yeah.
he just starts singing, and him and King Louie going back and forth. That's my favorite part. I
That's
love
good,
that
yeah.
so much. I remember as a kid, like I was like, "Oh my God, it's so
That's
cool."
good. Yeah.
So I'm really happy we watched this. Very cute movie.
Sure, that was really good.
There is a newer movie by John
Enjoyable.
Favreau. And we know him, of course. We know him as
Yes.
Happy with Iron Man. And he's also
Oh,
a talented director. He's done a lot of films
Okay.
now. He did Jungle Book. I forget what year, but it was pretty recent, last few years, I want to say. It came out. And I thought it would be perfect because we get requests for that. I think you guys might enjoy that, but I think it's important that you guys saw this first, you know.
That's great.
That's good.
It was
I liked
good. Yeah, it was definitely a
Glad
lot
we
of
saw
fun.
it.
And guys, I just want to apologize. We do have new webcams, and we're trying to work out the lighting and stuff. So sometimes we go in and out of focus. And
I'm a little fuzzy.
yeah, but we try our hardest to figure it
Okay.
out. Like, we've really tried everything. And I know a lot of you, because you're so nice, you try to help us out as well. And we troubleshooted everything. And I just don't know at this point what's going on. So the last resort that I can think of, honestly, and I don't want you to ever change, Kim, because you move more. I think that's why it keeps going out of focus too.
Yeah.
So we just have to work on that. It's, we're always learning
Yeah,
as we
like
go,
that. Yeah.
And then Mom, she hardly moves, which is good. You relax, and I want you to be comfortable, so you stay in focus. So that's awesome. And who do you have in the background, Mom?
Oh, I wonder.
That's Turk. So
That's
I love
Turk,
it. Mom
yeah.
always, like, because you have a lot of props there, and Turk is
Sure.
actually from Tarzan, but that was perfect
Yes.
for this movie.
But it's in a jungle,
A
so
jungle
hey.
character, so that's great. I think we do have a Baloo, and maybe even a King Louis somewhere.
I think so. It's probably downstairs.
Buried downstairs in the basement. I know. We just keep
Big
everything.
bag.
The big
The
bag.
stuffed
Go down
animals.
there.
So we'll see. Hopefully, we'll be watching the new movie soon.
Oh yeah.
We'll see what happens because
Have to
we
get
get
'em
so
out
many
then.
requests. Thank you guys for requesting this. I am glad we pushed to watch this because it was a lot of fun. It brings back a lot of good memories.
I'm
So
happy
It is very good.
yeah, it was very
Glad
good.
when we saw it.
So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you very soon as always. Bye guys. Until next time.